big round of applause for yourselves. You guys are the stars tonight. What a panel. Now, the show is called Backbenchers because we usually filmed in the iconic Backbencher Tavern across the road from Parliament, but we sometimes get the leaders, we get the big guns of the House Parliament. Would you please welcome the National Minister for Social Development and candidate for Upper Harbour, Paula Bennett.
Thank you, thank you.
Good to have you on, Paula.
It's good to be here, thanks very much.
How are you?
I am marvellous, thank you.
Welcome back.
Really good.
2008, the last time on Backbenchers.
Wow, that was a long time ago. It's good to be here.
All right, here we go. Your 3 questions.
Ooh.
Any truth to the rumour that there was a hashtag Team Bennett campaign in the wings?
No, no truth.
Your face doesn't... Oh, yeah. Okay. All right. On a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being not very, 10 being a lot, how Princess Diana-like is Judith Collins? 1 being not very, 10 being a lot.
Yeah. I don't see a lot of similarities, so I'd be at the lower.
Someone tweet that tonight, will you? All right. And finally, I believe the children are the future because...
Because they are our blessing. They are the most important thing in New Zealand.
That's not how the song goes. But anyway, all right. Welcome to the show, Paula Bennett. And will you please give a big round of applause for the Labour Deputy Leader and list candidate David Parker.
Hi.
Good to have you on.
Thanks.
I somehow mixed the line up there, but David will stick with you. Here's your questions. Here we go. The most stupid policy I've heard this election is...
The mirage of tax cuts on the Never Never when you haven't even run a surplus after 6 deficits in a row.
That's enough.
And $60 billion
we'll talk about it later, David. All right. David Parker, what gets you up every morning? Nothing, exactly. All right.
The need to pee.
What did he say? The need to pee. Someone tweet that. Finally, is there any truth to the rumour that a hashtag Team Clark is being secretly worked on?
Maybe for the top job at the UN.
Okay. And will you please welcome the Green Party co-leader and candidate for Dunedin North, Maturia Ture. Welcome.
Oh, thank you, Olive.
Your questions. Who has done more for the people of Aotearoa? Sir Roger Douglas or Winston Peters?
That's a mean trick
No,
question.
it's not.
Well, Roger Douglas did terrible things for this country. So Winston wins by default. Sorry.
All right. Second question. Do you believe in God?
No, I don't.
Well, all right. And third question. Is there such a thing as a free lunch?
Yes, under the Green Party policy, we will make sure that all kids in low decile schools get a free
Thank
lunch
you.
so they're well
We'll talk about that
fed.
later on. All right. And will you please welcome the internet... sorry, where's my rundown? The Tracy Martin from New Zealand First. Tracy.
Thank you.
Welcome to the show, Tracy.
Kia ora.
All right. Her sister compares Judith Collins to Princess Diana. Who would you compare Judith Collins to?
I actually wouldn't compare Judith Collins to anybody. She is Judith Collins in her own right.
All right. Okay. Is there any truth to the rumour that a hashtag Team Martin... Actually, there wouldn't be, would there? So we'll just move on to that. I'm being mean.
I know. It's all right, Wallace. Start the evening. I'll finish it.
All right. And Tracy Martin, New Zealand First, the stupidest policy I've heard this election is...
I got to agree with, actually, these virtual tax cuts. Trust us, New Zealand. We'll give you a tax cut in 2017. Yeah, right.
All right. Tracy Martin, welcome to the show. And will you please welcome the Internet Party leader and candidate for Helensville, Lila Hare. Lila, welcome to the show, Lila.
Thank you.
Good to have you on.
Thank you very
All right.
much.
And your questions. Who has done more for the people of New Zealand? Hone Harawira or Kim.com?
Well, Hone Harawira has a Feed the Kids bill in Parliament that is still live. He put this issue on the political agenda and we will succeed in implementing that.
Second question. Do you inhale?
right now?
Yeah.
Yes. Every time I breathe.
And finally, the most stupidest policy I've heard this election is?
Tax cuts when we have an inequality crisis.
Okay, we'll talk about that very, very shortly. And finally, will you please welcome the ACT Party leader and candidate for Pakuranga, Jamie White. Jamie, welcome to the show.
Hi.
Hey, look, there you go. The highs are in the house tonight.
Oh.
There we go. All right, Jamie, who has done more for the people in the world? The Dalai Lama or Margaret Thatcher?
Oh, Margaret Thatcher. Margaret Thatcher.
Wow. Okay, we'll just move on. Do you believe in God?
No.
All right, and is there any such thing, Jamie White, as a free lunch?
That is the first lesson of economics. There are no free lunches.
Right.
You pay somehow. You always pay somehow.
Okay, welcome to the show. Damien Christie, welcome.
Hello.
Good to be back in Auckland, huh?
Oh, fantastic. Always one of my favourite shows of the year and none better than just before the election. I was just thinking, rowing's been a bit of a metaphor, boating and that sort of stuff. We'll be talking about fishing soon enough. But what do you reckon these six, this six-headed monster here, if they were all in a boat together, how do you think it would be going right now? What sort of boat would it be? What do you reckon?
Auckland Islands? Who knows? I don't know. I don't know.
All right, hey, we've been having a look at the campaign trail over the last few weeks. So this week's top 5 things I've seen on the campaign trail that I'd like to talk about. Number 5, billboard art. Drawing a dick on the PM's face is one thing, and no one needs that, not really. But when someone goes to the effort of turning John Key and Simon Bridges into Batman and Robin, well, that's a little bit special. Number 4. Maybe it's because he's known for his sense of humour and not simply running to the lawyers at the drop of a hat. The Conservative Party leader's image seems more ripe than most for enhancement. And so we've had glow-in-the-dark eyes Colin, we've had Colin Miranda, Dame Colin Everidge, and my favourite, let's keep the government on a short leash Colin.
Oh dear.
Colin was actually supposed to be with us tonight, but we understand the meeting at his lawyers ran over, so he'll be here later on.
Yeah.
Number 3, just as Scotland says I'm leaving, England pulls out the old you can't leave, I'm pregnant trick. Back at home, Judith Collins also gets the royal treatment, her sister comparing her to the late Diana, Princess of Wales, who was also known for her dubious taste in men. The joke was we were supposed to see a big... There we go.
Oh, there you go.
Here we go. Oh, knew we should have practiced this. Number 2, someone in need of a good lesson in learning what side his Fakasha's butted on. ACT leader Jamie White uses the party's campaign launch to not only bag the opposition, but also the National Party. You know, the ones who are actually letting you win in Epsom.
What about our friend the National Party? Without doubt, they are far better than the alternative. John Key beats David Cunliffe, hands down. And yet, National disappoints.
There you go.
Friends like that, eh? And finally, number 1, things from the campaign trail this week. It's important to remember not everyone is that interested or that knowledgeable when it comes to political matters. It's important to remember that, but it doesn't mean you have to put them on TV, especially when they're your daughter, Paul Henry.
I don't know what we use whale oil for. I don't know if it's the actual whale being killed for the whale oil or if it's just oil in the sea that whales are around. Like, don't kill the whales, but if it's the oil in the water, you know, scooch the whales over a little bit. But if it's actual whales, then I think we can find some other oil.
We'll be talking about that and other fishing matters later on in the show.
All right.